On, today we are joined by an integral member of the IEEE fraternity, an idol of knowledge and experience with many brilliant accolades to his name, a passionate IEEE volunteer who has taken up several responsibilities at IEEE. Dr. G. Santhosh Kumar, who is a professor of CSE at CUSAT and chair of IEEE Kochi subsection. He has authored and co-authored multiple peer-reviewed scientific papers and presented work at many national and international conferences. He's an associate editor for IEEE Access and reviewer for ACM and other peer-reviewed international journals. It is my honor to invite Dr. G. Santhosh Kumar to head a session on conference management tools.
Yeah, good evening and thank you for a nice introduction. Can I share my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hope the slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so very good evening to all the listeners. So I'll be talking a little bit on different conference management systems that has been used to streamline many activities related to the conference. And I would be sharing my experiences on which many platforms we have used for conduct of conference as part of our university. So I'll be trying to demonstrate some of the features which might be very familiar to most of you, but important aspects I will highlight while I'll be demonstrating it. So, so this is December month. Our IEEE dues are to be paid. So please, all of you, renew your IEEE membership. So basically a conference management system basically is used to conduct a peer review to the papers that has been submitted to conferences. And basically we follow, I think some disturbances are coming. These tools will help you to follow a consistent process and improve the quality of the reviews as well as quality of the conference. So most of the tools nowadays are available through cloud. So I was listening to Dr. Samir. So Samir was mentioning some of the tools. Most of the tools are actually available through cloud. So it is basically available as a software as a service. So there is no need to set up anything to our premises to use these kind of tools. So these tools basically are used to do review, or authors can submit papers very easily, and the organizers can assign papers for the reviews. Then we can, as a chair, the chair can track the reviews and manage the technical program. So the basic functions using a conference management tool will be basic management of user accounts. Then you keep a track of submitted abstracts and papers. Then selection of the reviewers and their assignments. Then monitor the status of reviews and ratings. And create a schedule for the final program. Then finally create some reports based on the entire program. So many of the tools give you most of the things that is required to conduct a conference. Some tools will have more features. Some of them may not be having some of the features. So it's very important to select a tool before you start thinking a conference. So these are popular conference management systems. So I have just listed a few, but there are a lot of others. But these are very popular conference management systems, which are, as pointed out, there are some tools which are freely available. You can use it for no cost. And most of the tools are actually available for a fee, depending on the size of your conference. So they categorize it as a small conference or a larger conference. So based on that, the charges will be different. So Exodo is a new generation kind of a conference management tool. All are web-based management tools. OpenConf is another tool. EDAS, as you might have heard now in the previous session. EDAS is most popular one, most widely used tool. Then EC Chair is another tool. Conf tool is another conference management tool. And conference management tool from Microsoft, it is CMT. And there is an free and open source conference management, basically open source event management system. So this is basically available as an open source, but they are not providing you the cloud service. You can download the source code, compile it, and install it on your own premises. So bigger universities or institutions can think of this type of open source kind of a tool, because you can configure it in your own premises and support many of the departments which conduct conferences regularly. So this won't carry any money to the organization, right? And the CMT basically is from Microsoft Research, and this is also a free tool. Free in the sense it's a cloud-based solution, so they won't charge you. And where EC Chair, EDAS, they have free versions as well, but very limited facilities available to the conference organizer. But for a payment, there is a versatile kind of facilities are available to the conference management team. So my aim is to go through a real-time look into CMT as well as EC Chair. So I will not be going through all these, all the tools, but most of the tools have similar features. So once we understand the basic structure of a conference management tool, the others will be the almost same. So I will try to go through at least two of them if time permits. So CMT, as I pointed out, is from Microsoft Research, and it already hosted a lot of conferences, and it is running from a cloud platform since 2016. And these are some important conferences in computer science. So these tools regularly use this conference management tool from Microsoft. So these are having a huge number of submissions, basically. So it's just a large conference. Without any cost, you can use CMT. So now, this is the basic conference flow. Before uh, looking at a tool, basically we should understand what are the things that can be done by this tool. So the first thing is setup of the conference. So basically once your organization has decided to convene a conference, and maybe you might apply for IEEE or ACM or similar agencies. Now you have to have a setup platform, a conference management platform to announce your conference basically. So setting up is basically you decided who will be the chairs, what is the title of your conference, which is the website where you have announced, maybe organization website where you have announced the conference, etc. So with that information, you can start setting up the conference management tool. And basically you can generate call for papers from the setup. You can decide what kind of tracks are there. So those aspects you can do while you are setting up the conference management system. Then the submission process starts. So basically you might have decided the dates for submissions. So submission opens at this point of time and closes at this point of time. So you can announce the dates through this system so that the users can locate your conference website and go through the conference management system and start submitting their works to this conference. Then after that, the reviewing process basically starts. So for reviewing, basically the chair has to decide the committees, basically the TPC committees, technical program committee, who is actually chairing. If it is a multi-track conference, there might be many track chairs. So who are the chairs? And these chairs basically starts selecting the people for reviewing. So many conference management systems helps you to identify review team who are registered, already registered in this type of tools. So for example, if you are using EC chair will have a lot of people already they are registered in that, and you can basically select and you can send an invite to those people so that maybe you can get a bunch of reviewers for your conference. Right? And after the review process, basically you have a pre-conference kind of an arrangement where you create sessions, then talks, assignments, etc. So that is being done during the pre-conference. Right? And then the conference happens basically. And finally, the post-conference, you have to take a lot of reports from the system. So overall, the conference management system should support all these process flows. The pricing factor, maybe I was listening to Dr. Samir. Samir was actually explaining about the pricing factors. So before selecting a tool, please make sure that you can afford the license fees, which is given by the respective tools. So EC Chair, IDAS, both are very professional platforms where they have a limited free kind of license. But if it goes beyond, you may have to pay for the pay for papers, etc. Right? So I'll be demonstrating two tools. So one is conference management system by Microsoft and EC Chair. So I will directly go through the site and I will. So this is the Microsoft CMT website. Since recently we have in CUSAT, Cochin University, we have conducted one international conference on data science and engineering, we have used this Microsoft CMT tool. So you can access this tool from cmt3.research.microsoft.com. So this is the website where you can go and basically you can register first. Register if you don't have an account, you can register here and you can log in using the account. So you can see the conferences that we have conducted through this tool. So recently we have conducted this one. So I will just go through that. So, so basically, once you are logged in, you can see that you have roles like authors, reviewer, and a chair. So since I'm the chair of this, I was the chair of this session or conference. So by default, I'm just coming as a chair. So you can look at the select your role and you can select the role appropriately. So you can see the various conferences that is being held during that, and we can start going through the settings. Basically, this very simple tool, which is again, as I mentioned, it's free. So I encourage you to go through this type of tool for any forthcoming conference that you are planning to do. So this is settings for the conference. So you can provide all the settings for the conference, start date and end date, the title of the conference, and URL for the conference. So it's very required, very much required to set up a website for the conference. So because once you submit a request for a site, you can see here, down here, request for a site. So they will ask where actually is the conference and what is the URL for the conference. So based on the credentials that you are providing, then only they will be providing the site for you. So requesting a site means you wanted to create a site for your conference. So now you can see user types. There could be user types, many user types you can create. Then the conference session. Now you can see the features. So basically, paper starters, you can actually customize kind of decisions that you are basically going to do against the papers that is being received. So by default, this will be in awaiting decision once it is started. Then after review, you can get this type of. So you have to select it and you have to add it. So for this conference, I have done accept, reject, desk reject, revision, and withdraw. So these are the kind of decisions that we will be going to take for the papers. Then the subject area, basically you can, excuse me. So add your subject area, different subjects you can add. Then any conflict of interest, basically you can select depending on conflict of interest. Then submissions. So basically submissions, you can select abstract if there is an abstract submission. Then kind of files that allowed, minimum files that is been allowed. Then supplementary materials that is been allowed to submit. So all these things you can set here. Right? Then a review process. Basically, you can have settings for the review here. So usually double-blind reviews are basically we ask authors do not reveal their affiliation, organization affiliation while submitting their papers, so that reviewers do not identify who is the author actually, belongs to which organization, etc. So usually the double-blind reviews are very difficult. Maybe you can just go for a blind review, so that maybe the submitters can give their affiliations while they are submitting the paper. So it's a policy decision you can take accordingly. Then these are the settings that is required to set. for the review, right? And so now the meta review. Meta review is basically you can select some of the senior reviewers as meta reviewers. These meta reviewers can view the other reviewers' comments on the paper, right? So one paper might be given to some 3 or 4 reviewers, and this meta reviewers can actually see what comments actually been written and what is the decision taken by the other reviewers that can be then feedback can be set here. Authors can write their feedbacks after maybe submitting their reviews or seeing their reviews. They can basically give feedback. Then camera ready submission. So basically camera ready is after your paper has been selected. So if it is an IEEE paper, there are some templates that is must be followed, and a lot of other things has to be done. Basically, if it is an IEEE conference, they have to go through the PDF Express to make sure that their papers are compatible to the IEEE Explore, and they have to transfer the e-copy transfer. And an interesting thing about this CMT is it's IEEE e-copy transfer is actually integrated in this tool. So you have to just tick this, right? So IEEE copyright form registration required, right? So if your conference is being accepted by IEEE, right, they will be providing the e-conference e-copy transfer kind of a facility for you with your conference name. So here you have to just give the conference name and the conference ID. So the CMT will be automatically looking for the ECF provided by IEEE, and authors can easily just click a button, and then they can fill out the form for e-copy transfer and submit it. So the copy of the e-copy transfer will be available to you, the organizer, through this portal. Right? So this is another feature. This is basically maybe a unique feature in this CMT, Toronto paper matching systems, where it will be, if you enable this, basically it's a third-party service. It will be trying to match the reviewers and the keywords associated with the papers. So once it is done, you will get a bunch of reviewers who are experts in the field of the papers that is being submitted, right? So these are the general features, and there are some forms you can customize basically while you are doing reviews. For example, you can ask questions. So a simple review could be whether the paper belongs to the theme of this conference, yes or no. Then what is the score assigned for this? So I have shown you these are the decisions we have set. So definitely accept, borderline reject, definitely reject, etc. Then you can write the review comments as a text box. Then if you are sending it to a journal, kind of extended versions can be sent to a journal. If there is a tie-up, you can ask the reviewers whether you support that, whether you are suggesting extended versions of this paper to a journal. So he can say yes or no, right? So these are the settings. Maybe you can go through the details later. Then announcements for that. Then there could be some notes chair can give for the reviewers, meta reviewers, and senior meta reviewers. And this is the important area where we have to set the deadlines. So conference activity, so paper submission, whether it is enabled, what is the deadline, etc. So whether others can edit submissions, the supplementary materials, whether they are allowed to, right? Everything, every details you can set it, and you can save the changes, right? So this is the conference settings basically. And now you can see the users, you can see the reviewers, right? So reviewers, you can invite reviewers. You have an option to invite bulk, right? Then you can see the managed invitees. So you can see how many reviewers are actually invited and what is their response, whether they are accepted or not, etc. Right? And you can resend the invitation, etc. And also you can edit the quota required to. So one reviewer can maybe 5 papers might be allotted to one reviewer maximum, right? So these are the user settings, and so. So once people start submitting the conference, so you can see here, so each paper will have a paper ID, automatically it will assign a paper ID. And once you click here, the paper ID, you can see the details of the paper, the abstract of the paper, and you can see the submission files here. So once you click there, you can download the paper and you can see that, right? And you can see here, there are a lot of, there are a lot of fields. Excuse me. Okay. So there are a lot of fields where you can filter it and you can see a lot of facilities are there. So here you can see what is the kind of status of the paper after review. Basically, what is the status? You can see accept or reject or withdrawn, right? So those aspects you can see. You can always filter what are the papers that has been accepted, what are the papers actually awaiting decision, etc. So those things you can do here. Whether they have submitted revision, whether camera ready papers are submitted or not, and what is the score assigned for the paper, right? What is the minimum, maximum, and average, and what is the spread, basically. And you can take the actions based on this. So now you can see here, basically you can email. So once the paper has been accepted or rejected, you can see, you can email. Automatically the system will send a mail to all the authors or the primary contact or the reviewers, etc. Right? So this is a very, very versatile tool where you can conduct even a larger conference using this conference management tool system. So I will pause a little bit here and ask if any queries are there. I will be happy to answer those queries. And later I'll be just reviewing the EC Chair conference management system. So if you have any queries, please just type in the chat box so that I can take it. So the question is, CMT is available free of cost to organizers. Yes, it is almost free. There is no charge for the use of this conference. For the past 3 years, I have been using this tool for conduct of our conference. Yeah, basically, while submitting, you can list down the you can list down the authors. All the authors must be registered. Basically, all the registered authors you can easily add in the CMT submission. So there is no issue in that. Can CMT be used only for IEEE? No. It can be used for other conferences. But as I pointed out, they have integrated the e-copy transfer system by IEEE within the system. Basically, they support ACM conferences. Basically, even you can generate the proceedings for the ACM conferences through the CMT system. Checking paper plagiarism is an automated process. Basically, IEEE, if it is an IEEE conference, IEEE has a tool called cross-check. So you can avail cross check independently to check the thing. But in CMT, basically you can use authenticate for plagiarism check, but that will carry a cost. So you have to contact the CMT people to it's been integrated. But if you want to add it in your conference, you have to send a mail to them and get the permission. But it will be chargeable. But if it is an IEEE conference, I'll be asked maybe suggesting you have to do the or use the cross-check tool by IEEE. It will be free for the IEEE sponsored conferences. IEEE technically co-sponsored conferences. So there is no charge actually. Screen is stuck. I don't know whether. Is the screen visible now? Okay. Somebody says yes, somebody says no. Okay. Okay. Now it is okay. I hope it will be okay. Yeah. So for the want of time, I will just go through the next tool. So I will go through EC Chair. So you can see the website is ecchair.org. Before deciding whether you have to go for EC Chair, you have to go and see the license fees for the conference. So I will just you can check the license. So this is the page where it shows the license and all the features. You can see the last bottom table. So these are the license fees basically they charge. So a submission, if it is in between 0 to 50, so a professional license requires 90 GBP, or 50 to 100 it is 135 GBP. 135 GBP around 13.5 thousand rupees, 13,500 rupees maybe, roughly. So these are the charges basically, and you can see what are the features actually being given for the free and other professional or executive kind of license. You can see for free it is very maybe the support given is very less, but for professional it's more. So you can make a decision based on that, right? So this is the interface for AC Chair. So I have already logged in, so you can see the so the 2012 edition of ICDSE Data Science and Engineering Conference was conducted through this EC Chair tool. So this is almost same. You can see here the submission kind of thing. So here you can see all the submissions, right? Since the conference is already over, you can see the decisions actually been conducted, done. So here basically we have selected whether accept within a question mark, reject, then accept with bold letter. So accept, this is basically you have to make a decision whether to, it's a borderline kind of a paper, right? So similarly, reject with question mark is a borderline paper, but more tended towards rejection, right? So you can see the information about the paper here. Just clicking here, you can see that submissions you can see here, and the assignments you can see by here. then submission updates, etc. You can see here, right? So here also you can see reviewers, then status of the paper, then program committee, then emails, then configuration of that. So before starting, you have to apply for the conference management system. So you can send a mail to them requesting I just wanted to conduct a conference. So they will be checking your websites and credentials, and they will be permitting you a site. So once it has been permitted, you can set up all the required things here. So you can see here. So accept. So for this conference, I have done like this: accept with the question mark, with then nothing, then reject with the question mark and bold reject. Right. So this means accept, probably accept, no decision, then probably reject and reject. Right. So here, as I pointed out, since a paid version, it has a lot of features. So you can see the premium version of that. So a lot of premium features are there. Uh, Maybe you can check out what kind of premium features are there. Easy Chair, IDAS, etc. have a lot of people registered in that conference management system, and you can send out call for papers, and it will be received by a lot of people, because maybe you might have received a lot of emails from IDAS or Easy Chair systems, maybe the call for papers. So basically, the dissemination is very important. So in the previous demonstration of CMT tool, so there is no such feature where you can disseminate, but you can create a call for paper and advertise it in other avenues for maybe fast dissemination of the news about the conference, right? So, but here IDAS and EC Chair has a built-in kind of a thing where you can automatically send the call for papers to many people who are registered in the conference. Right? So this is the basic workflow of EC Chair. So you choose license, then a demo version you can set up, then settings you can do, then create conference web pages. So they actually set up, they will create a conference web page. Even IDAS also supports a conference web page. So you will have abcd.in or maybe the conference name.com or whatever the extension you want. They will support, and they will create a web page for the conference. Then a lot of other features are there. You can check it. So this is the Easy Chair platform. I think it's almost similar to the CMT kind of thing, but with additional features for maybe with a paid or a premium kind of a license. So with this, I think the allotted time is over. I will stop here. But again, if you have queries, maybe please post it. I can answer. I'll be happy to answer. So I thank the organizers for the opportunity given. I think I was able to communicate to the listeners what a CMT is, basically a conference management tool is, and I have demonstrated two of them. Most of the features I was able to demonstrate, and I will advise those who are planning to conduct a conference, go for a tool based on the number of papers that basically you expect, and the team, basically how many people are there to support you. Right? So that is very important. How many? What is the strength of your team, right? So based on that, if you wanted to maybe if you don't have much number of people with you, definitely you go for an automated system with a license fee, so that most of the things will be taken care by the system. Or if you have a very good team, go for a free kind of a tool where most of the things you can do in an enjoyable way. You can learn a lot of things, and you can save a lot of money for your organization. So that is my advice. So thank you so much for the listeners, and thanks to the organizing committee for this POCO conference. And I'm very proud to be an IEEE volunteer. So thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very illuminating session. Your guiding will surely help pave path for the organizers of future conferences. On behalf of IEEE POCO 2023, we would like to present a small token of our gratitude for joining us on this journey.
Yeah, I accept the memento. I'm thankful to the organizing committee for inviting me for such a nice session and such a good audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again.